What if Saitama from One Punch Man entered the Dragon Ball universe? When it comes to strength, there are few anime characters that can contend with Saitama. The hero that nobody knows has taken on and defeated some of the most powerful beings in his universe without even breaking a sweat. But what happens when you pit him up against some of the most iconic anime characters of all time? That is what we're here to find out today as we explore what would happen if Saitama entered the Dragon Ball universe. To start off, let's take a look at Saitama's power level. In order to get an idea of where he would stand among the Dragon Ball characters, we'll need to look no further than the fight against Goku, also known as the Hero Hunter. This was by far one of the closest fights that Saitama had ever been in, and during this battle, we see that Saitama is holding back quite a bit and is not willing to kill Goku despite the latter being a threat to the world. When Saitama does decide to go all out though, Goku stands absolutely no chance. So this shows us that when Saitama holds back, he can be pushed around a bit, but when he goes all out, there is no contest. Now, do we have any Dragon Ball characters who could push Saitama to his limits without getting obliterated in the process? Well, perhaps Goku is probably the first person that comes to mind when thinking about powerful Dragon Ball characters. However, in terms of pure strength, Goku isn't even close to being able to match Saitama. During the fight against Majin Buu, Goku was struggling to land a single hit on the pink villain. Even when using the Super Saiyan 3 form, he could barely keep up with Majin Buu's speed. So how would he fare against Saitama, considering Saitama managed to contend with someone as fast as Goku, who was able to dodge attacks from multiple S-class heroes at once, including someone as fast as Flash Bang? It's safe to say that Goku would be no match for Saitama. That being said, Goku is extremely durable, which makes him a much more formidable opponent compared to some of the other options we've seen so far. That durability, however, would only make the fight last longer, but it wouldn't change the outcome. Eventually, Saitama would land a serious attack and Goku would be no match for it. Another iconic character from Dragon Ball is Vegeta. While Vegeta is arguably even more prideful than Goku, he is a lot more realistic when it comes to fighting stronger opponents. Unlike Goku, who seems to always want to fight no matter how strong the enemy is, Vegeta has shown that he is willing to team up with his rivals and even surrender. It means he lines be able to save his own life. So would Vegeta stand a better chance against Saitama than Goku did? The answer is still no. Similar to Goku, Vegeta is extremely durable and is able to hold his own against some pretty powerful opponents. However, he too would eventually run into trouble when facing off against Saitama. Vegeta might last longer than Goku, but that's about it. If Vegeta really wanted to win this fight, he would need the help of some friends. Perhaps the Z Fighters could team up to take down Saitama. After all, there are quite a few powerful fighters within the Dragon Ball universe. So maybe numbers would be able to make up for their lack of strength. Well, unfortunately for the Z Fighters, that's not how things work against Saitama. As we've already established, he was able to contend with someone as fast as Goku, who was able to dodge attacks from multiple S-class heroes at once. This means that even if the entire Z Fighter roster ganged up on Saitama, they wouldn't be able to land a single hit on him unless he let them. With all that being said, there is one Dragon Ball character that may actually be able to put up a good fight against Saitama. We just need to travel back in time to the very first Dragon Ball movie, the Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies. This movie takes place way before the events of Dragon Ball Z and features a much weaker version of Goku. Despite this, the young Goku was actually able to contend with the main antagonist, Lord Piccolo. Now, obviously, this isn't much to go off of, but it is still interesting to see that a much weaker version of Goku was able to hold his own against such a powerful opponent. Granted, Goku had the help of his friends in this movie, but even if he didn't, it's likely that he would have still given Lord Piccolo a run for his money. So would Lord Piccolo stand a chance against Saitama? It's hard to say for sure, but he definitely has a better chance than anyone else we've mentioned so far. What would really be interesting to see is how Saitama reacted when facing an opponent that used martial arts. As we know, Saitama is a martial artist himself and has stated that he loves fighting strong opponents. So maybe someone like Lord Piccolo would be able to get under Saitama's skin and cause him to actually enjoy the fight. We also get to see what kind of techniques could actually land a hit on someone as fast as Saitama. And considering Lord Piccolo was able to put up a good fight against Goku, even when the latter was holding back, he may actually be able to land a hit or two on Saitama. Of course, Saitama would eventually overpower Lord Piccolo, but at least this would be a fight worth watching. The truth is that Saitama's strength really isn't something that can be explained or justified through martial arts skill. His strength literally defies the laws of physics and makes no sense whatsoever. He's simply overpowered, which is why he can defeat enemies in a single punch. No matter how skilled the enemy is, none of it matters when they can't even land a single hit on their opponent. At this point, you're probably wondering if there is anyone in the Dragon Ball universe that could stand a chance against Saitama. And the answer is yes, but it's not exactly a satisfying answer. Beerus, the god of destruction, is widely considered to be the strongest character in the Dragon Ball universe. He was able to destroy an entire planet just for fun and was even able to defeat an actual god. So it's safe to say that he is definitely strong enough to defeat Saitama. The problem is that he may not even be able to land a single hit on him. Saitama's speed is something that has never been fully explored in One Punch Man. However, we do know that he's fast enough to dodge attacks from multiple S-class heroes at once. This includes someone as fast as Flashbang, who can move faster than the blink of an eye. So what chance does Beerus stand against Saitama? Well, not much, to be honest. Beerus is definitely strong enough to defeat Saitama, but he may not even be able to land a single hit on him. This would make the fight last longer than any other fight we've seen Saitama in, but it wouldn't change the outcome. Eventually, Saitama would land a serious attack and Beerus would be no match for it. So that's it for this video. There may be some people from the Dragon Ball universe that are upset that their favorite character wasn't mentioned, but the truth is there's no shame in that. All the characters we've talked about today are incredibly powerful in their own right. But when you put them up against Saitama, they just don't stand a chance. Anyway, what do you think? Do you agree with our assessment of Saitama's power? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to stay tuned for more videos like this one.